Pre-module 4, consecutive integers. Consecutive means what? Consecutive means one right after another. So example, 4, 5, 6 would be 3 consecutive integers. 10, 11, 12, 13 are 4 consecutive integers. Now you have to be careful if you're doing negatives. -3, -2, -1 would be 3 consecutive integers. Anyhow, our setup, when we set these up, we will have, if we have 3 consecutive integers, we'll have x, and then our next consecutive integer will be x plus 1. Our next one will be x plus 2. Depending how many you had, 1, 2, 3, 4. If you had 4, you would have x plus 3. So this is your first consecutive integer, your second, your third, your fourth. If you had 5, you'd have another one of these. You'd keep going. Now, if you have an even setup or an odd setup, when you go from one number to the next, let's think about this, 2, 4, 6. To go from 2 to 4, you have to go up 2. So if you have an even number, the next even number would be that number plus 2. And the one after that would be that number plus 4. So our even setup is x, x plus 2, x plus 4. Now, odd setup, 3, 5, 7. If our first number is x, to get to the next number, we have to add 2. So it will be x plus 2. Get to the next one, we would have to add 4. So it's x plus 4. For some reason, people want to set the odd numbers up as x, x plus 1, x plus 3. That's not going to work. Okay, we are still skipping by 2, counting by 2, going up by 2 every time. So these are the setups. This is the setup for just consecutive. This is the setup for even. This is the setup for odd, which these are the same. So let's try a couple of these. The sum of 3 consecutive integers doesn't say even or odd, so we just have our x, x plus 1, x plus 2 set up. The sum of them, sum means we're going to add them. Add the 3 consecutive integers. First plus second plus third. First consecutive integer was x, second is x plus 1, and third is x plus 2. Now it says the sum of these add up to 78. So there's our equation. Now we need to solve this equation, which we'll be getting more into solving equations throughout this lesson, throughout this module. So 1, 2, 3x, because remember there's a 1 in front of each of these as coefficients, so we add the like terms there. 1 and 2 here actually adds up to 3 also. And now we have a two-step equation we should be able to solve. If we subtract 3 on both sides, 3x equals 75. Divide by 3, x equals 25. If x equals 25, then the next number will be 25 plus 1, 26, and the next number will be 25 plus 2, which will be 27. So there's our 3 consecutive integers. And you can check that. Supposedly these 3 numbers add up to 78. If you add these numbers up, you do get 78. Now we're going to try one that has some odd integers there. The sum of 4 consecutive odd integers. So this will be our x, x plus 2, x plus 4, x plus 6 setup because we're looking at odd numbers. We're skipping a number every time. We want the sum of these. So the first one plus the second one plus the third one plus the fourth one adds up to negative 32, is negative 32. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 x's plus 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 plus 6 is 12 equals negative 32. Solve it. Subtract 12 on both sides. 4x equals negative 44, divide by 4 on both sides, and x equals negative 11. So our first number is negative 11. This is a little tricky. Negative 11 plus 2 is what? Negative 9, not negative 13. Then negative 11 plus 4 is negative 7, and negative 11 plus 6 is negative 5. So there's our 4 consecutive odd integers. These are odd numbers, and if you add these up, they add up to negative 32. So you can check your work.